right, people, welcome to the 21st episode of Stoop Stories, and I'm so excited about this episode because, man, Southwind is up to something, and I have the opportunity to speak with so many different business leaders and leaders in organizations, and they always ask about how Southwind does what we do. And today you guys are going to find out a little bit more about how we execute at such a high level because we have leaders such as Bryce Atagi, who comes by way of Kansas City, Topeka, Kansas, all the way to Salt Lake City now, leading one of the best franchises in the whole world, but definitely inside of Southwind as well. And a couple things that you're going to notice about Bryce is, man, he has a why that generates, the desires that he brings action to, and they're really, really strong. So strong that he backs it with passion that can almost make anybody do anything. So I'm so glad that his why is full of integrity and helping serve other people because, man, he's an electric guy. You know, when you talk about being able to push a button and something working really well, you push the button and give the ball to Bryce and you're guaranteed to score. So definitely want to highlight that.
Yeah, I would double down and just say, I've had the pleasure, and it's been an absolute pleasure, of working with Bryce for over half a decade now. And I've seen him come from, just a dude to the dude. And so the listeners are getting ready to really be blessed with something that's truly special. And I want to make sure that we understand, from my perspective and from LeDrew's, that I think what we're talking about here not just makes Southwind special, but makes businesses and people and leadership special. And so this is absolutely a leadership podcast, and it's going to, if you're listening right now, transform how you believe businesses should be led. And so when LeDrew says, Bryce runs one of the best 1-800-GOT-JUNK businesses or franchises in the world, in my opinion, he runs one of the most highly motivated, from a culture standpoint, businesses, period. His team will legitimately do whatever it takes to ensure success, and it comes because of the level of passion, compassion, and leadership that this man brings on a daily basis. So really appreciate you being on the podcast today, Bryce. What do you say, big dog?
Man, thanks for having me. It's definitely been well awaited. I've been waiting for this opportunity to talk to you guys on Stoop Stories and just get the word out and hopefully help people, not only in Southwind but outside of Southwind accomplish the things that they want to do in their life. So I think that's something that we'll be able to help them with today with this episode. So I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I also want to pinpoint, not sure where you're at in your journey as the listener, but Bryce himself, he started on the stoop. So I'm going to ask that Nate puts his testimonial in the line here so that people can see the testimonial. So whether you're currently on the stoop working to get off the stoop, maybe you're going back and forth trying to decide what life you want to live, or you're a business owner, man, this is going to be an impactful episode for you today.
Yep. So let's get a lead in. Bryce, we'll be adding some value here, but man, we really just want the listeners to hear from you because I know you have a lot to say. So quick lead in, tell me about what's your philosophy when it comes to, building a team and leading an organization.
Yeah, I think, for me, there's a lot of things that I've learned in life, but one thing that I've taken away is kind of what I learned playing football. And football was my passion and what I love to do. And, when that comes to an end, which it always does for everyone, no matter how good you are in a particular thing, it really taught me a lot about, what I've transferred into my business, such as building a locker room, building camaraderie, having guys push each other, tracking the statistics, the metrics, things that matter, but not only that, making sure that I'm putting guys in a position to where they can succeed not only while they're here at work, but also when they go home to their families, and that's a big emphasis. And I think when people understand that you truly care about not only them when they're there from 9 to 5, but also, when they go home and how they're doing with their family and their friends and things like that, that's really when you can get the best out of people.
Yeah, let me ask you a question about that, because I think that this is a unique, I know it feels so natural for you to do that, but there's lots of business people, and there's business people who believe that work is work and personal is personal, and we don't, when somebody's at work, we don't care about their personal life, because at the end of the day, it's only we only care about what they produce when they're with us, and we want to stay out of the sticky stuff. Tell me about your philosophy on that.
Yeah, so I think, like I said, when a guy comes in here on day one, their expectations when they hear the word junk is that they're a trash man, or this is just a kind of a job to get them to their next job, just to kind of pass time. But I think when you really invest in people and show them the vision and kind of what's possible, that's really when they start looking at it as a career. And I think that's really when you get the most output from your people, is when they don't only look at it as a job, but something that could set them up, to do things that they never thought were possible, and that's really what motivates me each and every day, is being able to come in here and lead a bunch of great people, not only through the business, but through life, and being a mentor, being a coach, being a business owner, gives you that platform to do those types of things with the people. And, I think that's, really what it's about.
Yeah.
And once they can kind of make that mind shift from this is just a job to, man, I can really do something special here. That's when they put their foot down to the gas pedals, to the floor, and they go full force. And that puts them in a position to accomplish things, like I said, that they never thought that they could do in their life.
Yeah, tell me about the life specific, because I believe that in order to truly affect someone positively at work, you have to appreciate and understand where they're coming from a personal standpoint, and help both sides of it. I'd love to hear some stories from you of people in your organization that you've helped from a personal standpoint, because I know you have some pretty outstanding stories of people who have been in a specific situation because they came and worked with you in Salt Lake City. You were able to change the entire trajectory of their lives.
Yeah, I mean, we've had guys come in here that other people don't give a chance, whether it's that they made a mistake in their life. And a lot of people out there, hold that mistake to you for your entire life. And no one's perfect, in this world. So, I believe that everyone makes mistakes and everyone deserves a second chance, so I kind of like to look at someone like a blank canvas, and how I can help them kind of paint their picture that they want to paint, and I think, a couple stories, we had a guy, that joined our team that, alcoholism, was a part of his life. And, he was having issues. He'd go home every day and he'd get drunk, and, which the compound effect makes that so that you can't give your ultimate output in the things that you really want to do, because those things are holding you back in life. And we celebrate things like that. He made it 365 days without a drink after he joined our staff. And we celebrate that just like we would celebrate a big day at work,
Man.
and I think that's what's truly special is, showing affirmation to the people, and, helping them not only accomplish goals inside the workplace, but also personal goals that can set them up, in a better position to accomplish things that they want to accomplish.
Yeah, when you say that story, man, to me, like, what shines to me is the vulnerability. Like, you had to first off, as a leader, be incredibly vulnerable about your personal life and your situation in order for them to be vulnerable, because the leader sets the depth of the vulnerability. And so there's had to been something that you did as a leader that created this environment that made other people feel that they could be accepted if they were vulnerable. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing as a leader is you have to be vulnerable yourself, and let people know that, hey, I'm not perfect either. I was a kid that made mistakes, back in the day, which, affected my life back then, which ultimately led me to this opportunity now, and that's why I believe that everything really happens for a reason. And I think by just letting your team know that, hey, I'm here for you. You can come and talk. My door is always open. You can come and talk to me anytime you have anything on your mind, whether it has to do with work or whether it doesn't. Because if you can fix the real root of the issue or the problem, then that's when people start performing at levels that they didn't know, that they could do. And I think that's the best thing about Southwind is we give people opportunity. We invest our time into people, and really, put them in a position to succeed in life. And, I was in, when football ended, I wasn't in the best place. I was a little depressed just because that was my love. That was my passion. So I felt like something was kind of missing from my heart. And Southwind's given me an opportunity, to have football without football,
Mhm.
and to have my team. And some days when I come in and I'm feeling a little down or anything, I got 20 other individuals in here, to pick me up, just like I pick them up when they're down. And I think it's just, as a business owner, you have to let your guys know, or women in your organization, that you're there for them no matter what. You have their back. I tell my guys all the time, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., you're at the bar, you have a couple drinks, call me. I'll get up out of bed, I'll come pick you up, and I'll take you home, man. Because I don't drink that much. So I think it's just letting people know that, you're an open book, you're not perfect. And if you think you're perfect, you got it messed up, because everyone in life makes mistakes, but it's what you do and what you learn from those mistakes, that kind of help you build towards your future. And you can turn your life around, as long as you're willing to put in the work and the time, and listen to the coaching. And that's one thing, a lot of people don't like to be coached. They don't like to be held accountable. They don't like when someone tells them that they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And that's just one thing that I learned from football, is you can't ever, no matter who it is, whether it's the captain of the team or it's a true freshman on campus, you have to hold every single person to the same standard. And once they learn that, they'll start to do the things that you want them to do, and which will ultimately help them get back onto the path of where they really want to go.
Yeah, I hear Bryce say that, and I say, man, thank God for Uber, because he definitely would pick up any one of his teammates if they needed help.
He would, for sure.
At 3 a.m., 4 a.m., wouldn't matter. If you were to take a look at Bryce's KPIs, you would say, wow, like, how is this even possible? And what I would say, or if you would step foot into his organization, you will feel a culture that would make you want to get up and start hauling junk.
That's right.
And the way he's able to do this is, well, two reasons. And you heard him say it. When he sees someone, he looks at who they can be, not what they've done or where they're at right now in life, because he knows, man, we have to impact that. And that's why we're here as leaders. And secondly, man, his why is infinite. So I want to reference two books here, Start with Why and The Infinite Game, both by Simon Sinek. Bryce's why is what cultivates the culture that lives in Salt Lake City, and even still in Kansas City, that he impacted when he was here, and throughout our organization, because he travels across the nation. And his why is infinite, okay? And it cultivates culture. So, Bryce, you want to shed some light on what your why is?
Yeah, for a lot of people, there's people that are motivated by money. There's people that are motivated by trophies. A lot of people are motivated by different things. And for me, my why has never really changed. And that's to have a positive impact on every single person that comes into my door, and teach them to have positive impacts on people around them. And that's how you build a great organization. Is you show people that you truly care about them. I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, Brazilian, gay, straight. It doesn't matter. Whoever comes in here, I'm going to give them all that I have. And my number one goal is to help them accomplish things that they didn't know was possible, initially. Because for me, I never would have thought I would be a business owner. I would have never thought that I would have moved away from Kansas City and came out to Salt Lake. But the only reason that happened is because of the leaders that were in the organization when I joined, and for them giving me opportunity and showing me, hey, there's something more than just being a crew member or a crew lead or a senior or an operations manager. You can do stuff that you didn't think was possible. And now, by showing those people that that's really what it's about, that, hey, I do care about you as a person, as a father, as a brother. And I believe that if we can, help them kind of gear towards what they want to do in their life outside of work, when they come into work, it's a done deal. They're going to run through a brick wall for you, and it can never change. And that's the thing. A lot of people can do it for a day, they can do it for a week, they can do it for a month, but consistency is really what it takes. And you can't ever change your why, because for me, like I said, money's not a motivator, but I believe that if you stay on path and you do the things that you know you're supposed to do, the money will come. The money will come eventually. But if you're only after money, then you're doing things for the wrong reasons. And that's when people, get messed up in life and get messed up in business, because they're, as we would say, their B is out of whack. And once they accomplish the things that they wanted to do, they're left sitting thinking, man, what now? I've already done everything that I wanted to do. And if your philosophy is to change people's lives on a daily basis, there's always new people coming in, so you can really, really never get that fix that you want, which keeps me motivated every single day to see a guy come from nothing to something, and that's really special to me, being able to send Casey Brown down to Florida and Cooper Curran out to Atlanta and things like that. Like, a lot of people would think, hey, those are your killers. Those are your best guys in your organization. Why would you send them away? But for me, who am I to hold them back? Who am I to be selfish and say, hey, I'm going to hold you hostage here in Salt Lake? Like, the overall goal when I got here, I told them, was to be able to do those things, and move away and run their own organizations. And it just shows people, and it's proof to people that if you put in the time, if you're willing to make sacrifices, then you can do whatever you want to do in your life.
Yeah, so lots of incredible information there. What I'd like to do is let's get real tactical now. So we've been on the podcast for 15 minutes or so and talking kind of high level. If I'm a leader and I'm listening to this, give me three. I'll first off by starting and saying that you're a transformational leader, meaning you transform the things that are around you, i.e., people, process, and business altogether. So, give me three things you use to transform an organization, and I want you to give me three of your best principles.
Yep. So the first thing would be, show, don't tell, right? So when I think about that, a lot of people tell people to do things. They tell them to go, out and make money, but they don't truly show them how to do it. And I think that's very powerful as a leader, is when you can really, truly lead from the front and show guys that, hey, what I'm asking you to do isn't out of the ordinary because I'm willing to do the same things. So I still get out in the trucks with the guys doing jobs. I still sit in on the morning role plays and things like that. And I teach them how to do things. I don't just tell them how to do things, and I think that's very impactful as a leader. Everyone says they lead from the front, but who really leads from the front? Who's really willing to come in and wear the uniform that the guys wear and wake up and be the first one in and the last one to leave every single day? And I think that's a super, super impactful thing that you can do as a business owner, is lead from the front. And I think that's the most important thing when we talk about the three principles. A second one, would be willing to do whatever it takes, right? So we've talked about that a little bit on the podcast before, but truly doing whatever it takes, because it takes what it takes, as LeDrew would say, right? And, when I think about stuff like that, there's a lot of people in life that talk a lot, and I believe that it's all about action. It's all about what you're willing to do, every single day to ensure that you're putting yourself in the best position to win, and that's what we all want. We all want to win. No one comes in every single day and says, hey, I want to lose today, right? They come in and they say, hey, I want to win. And I think that that's one thing is being willing to do the things that other people won't do. People don't want to wake up at 4:00 in the morning. I'm up at 4:00 every single day because I feel like if I'm not there at the shop, I'm letting my guys down, and I have all my guys, all my family written on a little piece of paper next to my bed. So when that alarm goes off in the morning, it's the first thing that I see. And it makes damn sure that I don't press snooze in the morning, because I'm going to be there for my team and I'm not going to let them down. And then the last thing I would say is energy. Energy is infectious. If you can come into a room with some high energy, you will without a doubt lift up every single person around you. They don't have a choice. Anytime I can go into a room with 600 people, I guarantee you, if I say, how we doing? I'm going to have freaking 600 people looking up, stop talking to the person next to them, and I'm going to have their full attention. And that transpires into the other people in the organization. Now, if you bring the energy and the passion every single day, you're showing, like we talked about in the first principle, you're showing people how to do it, right? And then you have a bunch of people that have energy. We have 7, 8 conference tables in our meeting room, and those things are broke because every single day my guys are beating on them things, man. And they're doing stance and things like that, and it lifts people up. If you're tired in the morning and you come in and the first thing you do, I chest bump you and I say, how you feeling, man? Right. And I make sure that you're feeling the energy from me, and I'm giving that to you. And have you ever seen the commercial to where a guy helps the old lady walk across the street and someone's in the window and they see him do it? And what happens? They go and do a good deed for someone else. And then it goes down the line and it goes down the line. And it's the same thing with energy and passion, man. If you're passionate in what you're doing, if you bring that energy every day, people will have no chance but to buy in and want to be a part of that. And you'll start to see people starting to step up their level of energy, which creates success in my eyes. So I would say those were the three things, man. Leading from the front, being willing to do whatever it takes, and bringing that energy every single day.
It's very powerful. LeDrew, what else you got for our man Bryce?
Yeah.
We got him on the.
Yeah, what I would love for the people to hear, Bryce is extremely special. For evidence of this, for the past 2 years, he's had truck team members go an entire year with a 100% NPS, Net Promoter Score.
Explain what that is.
That means 100% of the time, when his team serves you as a customer, the customer says they were a level 10 out of 10 as far as the service level.
Yeah, they would be comfortable recommending you to a friend.
Without a doubt. And I would ask you, Bryce, how were you able to do that?
I think, it's the environment of the business, right? Before the guys go out into the trucks, or before any of your people out there, go out into the field and do whatever your business is, the first thing is they have to come in the morning, and I think it's by creating an environment to where, we hold each other accountable, we push each other, but also we have happy people. And I believe that starts from the top. If you're always in a bad mood as a leader, your guys damn sure aren't going to be in a good mood, going out to do the job that they want. So I try to, whether I'm having a good or a bad day, I come in every single day with a smile on my face, blessed, to be able to wake up and to come in here. And I think that transpires onto the guys, and happy people create happy customers. At the end of the day, if you want to grow a business, the only way to do that is to create repeat business and have customers use you over and over and over. You can charge someone whatever you want to charge, but at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's not about the money. It's about the service that you provide and about the experience that you provide for that customer. And, that's our goal each and every day. We preach it. We're very, very strategic with our training and the way that, we go about talking to customers and the way that we treat people, because anyone can remove junk, right? Anyone can go out there in a wife beater and some pants and remove junk, but it's the people that really care about the customer and put the customer first and make sure that they're smiling ear to ear by the time they leave the job site. That's how you provide a 10 service each and every day. So I believe that by making your people happy in your organization, in the building, equates to them going out into the trucks and being happy and transpiring that energy and that passion into the customer. And they can feel that. So we definitely take great pride in that.
Yeah, delivering great service is definitely a unique quality that you and your organization are top notch at. What I would ask you also is, you do a lot of measurement. You guys have whiteboards everywhere. And on those whiteboards are all these numbers. Tell the listeners about why you measure so many things and what the effect is on your team.
So, learn this from you and Tyler, man. What's measured gets improved, and a lot of people, it's kind of hard to know what your goals are or what you're trying to accomplish if you don't have things written down. If you don't know where you are, you're almost lying to yourself. You're just assuming that you're somewhere in life that you're really not. So I think by tracking everything, we track everything. And people ask me all the time, why don't you put it on a computer? Why don't you do that? It's the effort for me. I want people to see that I have to erase these numbers and I have to update them on a daily basis. That way my guys know exactly where they are and what they need to focus on that day. It creates something to where people have a purpose when they go out, into the field. And I think that's what's so special about measuring things is people want to, it also creates a competitive culture because people want to win. So when they see their partners or, other people in the organization, they see their numbers on the board, they're starting to talk crap, man. They're each other, you know, which brings one team. So if one guy wins and he challenges another guy and he steps his game up, the team's winning overall. You know, so I think that's what's so important about tracking everything is what's measured gets improved, one, and two, it just creates a competitive atmosphere, you know, to where it becomes fun and people are challenging each other, you know, which leads you to better results and puts you to where you want to be.
Yep, level of accountability as well. Everybody understands what the expectation is. So really good. Anything else you'd like to talk to Bryce about while we have him on here? I know we only get him every now and then. He's such a busy dude, and when we talk about numbers, know that Bryce's numbers are all exceeding expectations. It's rare for him to ever have a red number on those boards, so it's always impressive to look at how he views the business and impacts it through his methods.
Yeah, I feel really privileged to get to work alongside with Bryce, and I've had the ability to get to know him in a way that maybe the people listening haven't had the opportunity. So if I were listening, I would want to know the ingredients that make Bryce up. So before we get out of here, I want to give the people that. Number one, Bryce is full of courage, and that's courage to do whatever it takes, whether that be pick up and leave and move to Salt Lake City when you don't know a soul there. Mm-hmm. Whether that be something in the business happens that shouldn't happen, he has the courage to go address it right now in real time, correcting the thing. He has the courage to be vulnerable with his team, whether that includes a tear or not. I remember one day, he had a really vulnerable speech and he got emotional with his team and had the best day in the history of Salt Lake, and it had nothing to do about the job.
Yeah, what does that tell you about what your people want from you?
Man, they want the real deal.
They want
the
authenticity.
Truth. They want the truth. They want authenticity, without a doubt. So the courage, man, is everything. He attacks everything with courage, no matter what it is. I would say another part of the makeup of Bryce is, just the level of passion that he attacks whatever he's attacking with, which is why he was a great linebacker, running back, whatever you want. I'm sorry, if you got the ball, that guy, he's got a lot of passion, and whatever he hits you with is going to hurt because there's so much of it. So he just transferred that into the business world, off of the football field into the business world, with the same why of making everybody around him better. And here's the third thing about Bryce that personally I admire the most. And what makes Bryce special, and if you want to be special and you're listening to this podcast, you're going to have to figure this one out. Man, he genuinely cares about people.
Yes.
I mean, and evidence that, man, the guy's got more friends than there might be people on the planet.
I think he's been the best man at like 35 weddings.
35 weddings.
I never knew you could be 35 people's best friend.
Without a doubt. I don't know how to do it, but this guy genuinely cares about every single person on the planet. And I know a huge motivating factor behind that is his entire family, specifically his brother. So Bryce, man, you do a tremendous job. Want to let the people know those three things. If you want to transform your life and other people's, man, you're going to have to figure those out, because Bryce arguably does it better than anyone on the planet. So, hats off to you, man.
That last piece, being genuinely interested in people, man, that's easy to talk about but hard to put into play, because most people think about themselves first. And when you can have a leader that is thinking about others first, what you have there is a leader that's on the verge of creating something special, because they can help others reach their full potential, which Bryce does in spades.
There you go. Well, hey, Bryce, close us out and tell the people to get off the stoop, man.
Man, hey, get off the stoop. It's time. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast, guys. I really enjoyed it. I love you both. I hope if you were listening to this, you got something out of it, because I believe no better time than to start right now. If you're looking to build something special, don't waste another hour. Don't waste another second. Don't waste another day. Get off the stoop and get started today.
Get the hell out. Get the hell off the stoop.
Get off the stoop, man. Thanks,
man, we should have Bryce freestyle for us one time. You got a freestyle
man.
In there? You don't know this, but Bryce is also an artist.
He is, man. We should have a stoop song.
Yeah,
by
man.
Bryce.
Come on, Bryce. You got one for us, bro? What you got?
I don't know. I don't know if I can do that on the stoop.
Maybe next time.
Maybe that, yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. Get off the stoop.